We have the 3-year-old filly Trotters coming up next. Once again, a field of 10 to square off in this $588,000 event.
Let's have a look at the odds here, and we see at 2-1 from the entry. 1 and 1A, both racing out of the Lindy Racing and Osvaldo Formia trained entry here. Rum Boogie and Dream on Candy. 8-5 in the morning line, currently 2-1 favorites. Oolong, the number 2 horse in here, going off as the second favorite. And one that I like, the number 3 horse, Icarl's Teresa, is now 2-1 and a co-favorite.
Okay, Mike, well, the man who's going to send out 2 starters in this field is standing by with Jason Portwando. He sends out Oolong and Poster Princess.
Well, yes, guys, Purr does have a 1-2 punch in tonight's race. First off, let's talk about the filly Oolong. Set a track record here last week, 155-4, got a very nice trip. Ron Pierce was driving for the first time. How do you think the race will set up for your filly tonight?
Well, I hope he can work out the same kind of trip, and they have some good fractions in there, and I think she's tough to beat.
Now, we can't count out your other filly as well. You also have Poster Princess in here. She did come a final quarter of 27-4, the fastest of the 2 eliminations. Tonight, you do get back Jackie Moe with this horse, and what are your thoughts on her?
She's as good as the other filly. You know, which one can work out the best trip, I think, is the best of them. But I mean, it's other good fillies in there too, so it all depends on how the race shapes up.
All right, well, you're certainly no stranger to the Breeders' Crown Winner's Circle 1993. It was Expressway Hanover. You were the winning trainer and driver. Perhaps you'll pick up your second training win tonight.
I'll like that very much. Thank you.
All right, good luck. Now let's send it back inside once again to Ken and Mike.
All right, Mike, thanks, Jason. And we're looking for some selections here in this upcoming 3-year-old filly trot division. And you're looking to another hot combination here as you go for a bit of a price.
Well, we heard Jason say that Ron Pierce drove Oolong for the first time last week. Why did he drive that horse? Well, it was because John Campbell elected not to. Campbell drove this horse, Icarl's Teresa, on screen right now. She led for much of the mile, finished second, beaten 4 1/4 lengths by Oolong. I'm going with her in here. I thought she'd be the best value on the board. I thought her odds would be just a touch higher than 5-2. I still call her the best value. She won't be favorite. She will win.
Okay, Mike, Ron Pierce picks up the catch drive here. Over the last couple of weeks aboard my top choice, Oolong. This is a trotting filly who's shown great form all season long. Definitely one to consider. And the stronger of the 2 fillies, I feel, coming from the stable of trainer Per Henriksen. So Oolong, currently 8-5 on the board, is my top selection. How about Dan and Jason with their picks?
I like Rum Boogie. I couldn't decide between Oolong and Rum Boogie, but I did a little research and found out that on the 7/8 of a mile and the mile tracks, the winningest post position in Breeders' Crown history is 5, and guess who has 5? Rum Boogie, presently 3-1. Jason, what about you?
Well, Danny, I like Icarl's Teresa, a horse that had a pretty tough trip last week, broke from the 9 hole, and this horse was parked most of the way through some pretty fast fractions. First quarter, 27 flat, a half, and 56-4. I don't think she's going to have to work that tough this night to get to the front, and you know John Campbell, 33 Breeders' Crown victories, looking for his 34th. I think it could come with Icarl's Teresa.
3-year-old trotting fillies, Mike, are about 4 minutes away from tonight's 6th race. Once again, thanks a lot to Dan and Jason for their picks. Current look at the odds on the board right now. The favorite, Mike, being number 2, Oolong. Any surprises there?
No, I thought definitely she would come in here, and I thought the public would just pile in on her. In fact, I thought she could be even a little lower than that current price of 8-5. The value, though, I do have to say, is the number 3 horse, Icarl's Teresa. Got hauled down on the stretch last week, but her trainer, Chuck Sylvester, said something in a post-race interview that convinced me that she's the best here. He said that she had a throat infection a week earlier when she finished a bad 6th in Lexington. I'd have to say, right back on the regular schedule, Icarl's Teresa comes in here, couldn't be better. There on screen, 1A, Dream on Candy. She is definitely the weaker half of this Osvaldo Formia trained entry. Formia hails from Argentina originally, hooks up with Trotters and trains exclusively Trotters. This one, Dream on Candy, Victory Dream, he being a Breeders' Crown winner, but definitely the weaker half of the entry is Rum Boogie, coming off her Breeders' Crown elimination win, is the stronger half there and driving that price down to 3-1.
Mike, here's a quick look at Jack Moiseyev aboard number 4, Poster Princess, trotting daughter of the Great Pie Chip out of a great practice mare by the name of Me Maggie, and a major contender here if you're looking for a bit of a price, because currently on the board right now she sits at odds of 7-1.
And she is one that has made a number of breaks in her career. and will have to be on her best behavior to get absolutely anything here today. Probably the horse with the most to lose, well, that would be Rum Boogie, coming off 6 wins this year from 13 starts. I'd have to think that she could be voted the 3-year-old trotting filly of the year should she win it. On the board, though, right now, that is the one the public believes will win it. That is Oolong and Ron Pierce. Actually, that one there, Oolong, with Pierce behind the gate, and she looks pretty calm, cool, and collected right there.
Mike, the Hambletonian Oaks winner was under wraps in her last start for Ron Pierce, and it looks like she is going to get the full attention right up until post time. What about Ray? She was a morning line odds horse going off at 30 to 1. Quick check of the tote board right now. She's even bigger, 50 to 1.
Has won 5 races this year, but she had the lead in her elimination, dropped back to 4th at the end. She will have to be much, much better today, and leaving from post 10 has her work cut out for her. Can't see her getting it.
Mike, the 5-horse Dream Valley OM, she's made the bulk of her money with front-end performances. Again, we've seen a mix here tonight. Horses coming from off the pace and horses in the front end have been winning at about a 50-50 clip here. Dream Valley OM with $306,000 in the bank. A pretty nice chunk of change there for her.
And she is currently going off at double digits as well, 13 to 1. She leaves from post 4. Should get a decent trip in here. Should be following just behind the speed. Watch for her to be in the thick of the action, but I don't think she can win it either. Inside horses in this one out near the lead will probably prevail.
Jim Martinez aboard number 8 Decapode. This is a trotting filly who was 60 to 1 in her Breeders' Crown elimination here last Saturday night, and she came storming down the center of the racetrack to finish 3rd. Maybe a flyer in here. What about the Wellwood stable sending out big long shot 50 to 1 right now, Auntie's Dream?
Well, this one here, if she races half as good as Aviano did, coming on to finish 2nd back earlier on the program in the 2-year-old filly trot, was one that I thought in the last turn wouldn't get a check. She came back on in that mile to finish 2nd behind Dream of Joy. This one here, I think she has her work cut out for her as well, as does the public, currently 50 to 1. She is the longest price on the board, tied at current with Ray.
Mike, one filly we didn't get a chance to see was the 6 Midori Hanover. If I had to have a long shot out of all the night's races, this would be the one. She's overcome some physical problems. She popped a gravel in her last start before warm-up. Cat Manzi picks up the catch drive as Ron Pierce opts for number 2 Oolong. Could she possibly surprise us?
Yeah, she could. Would never rule this one out. She is a grinder, has been right near the front of the action here, but just a 2-time winner this year. We see that value is driven off the board on 3-hour Carl's Teresa down to 2 to 1, a slight second favorite.
3-year-old trotting fillies on the gate for the Breeders' Crown. Frank Salive with the call.
What a night for track records and thrilling finishes, and still 3 more big ones to go. Buckle up. It's the Breeders' Crown 1999 final 3-year-old filly trot. And they're off. Out well along the inside comes R.A. Carl's Teresa. Dream Valley OM will be away alertly. Following through just off the speed, that's Oolong along the inside. And there goes Decapode from the far outside to join the top 4. Dream On Candy is on the outside from 5th. Poster Princess, 6th along the inside. Rum Boogie is floated out, 7th on the outside. Ray is along the inside in 8th position as they sweep on up to the quarter. The last pair away were Midori Hanover and Auntie's Dream is 10th. The opening split was a rapid 28-1. Bert Lindstedt and Dream Valley OM on the lead, hanging out Decapode and Carl's Teresa, ensuring that she closes up that pocket position. Oolong is along the inside in 4th. It's 2 more lengths to Dream On Candy, racing along in 5th. Here comes Poster Princess, 6th to the outside. Rum Boogie in heavy traffic all the way. She's 7th. Ray is 8th. Second from last, Midori Hanover, and Auntie's Dream is 10th. Dream Valley OM hangs out Decapode to the half. Carl's Teresa is in the box. Poster Princess is the one that's second over, and Oolong tracked 5th along the inside to a half of 58 seconds, 29-4. Second quarter, Dream Valley OM is in the driver's seat here, hanging out Decapode and clogging up traffic in behind her. Carl's Teresa, Campbell almost flat in the bike. Poster Princess spots second over. On the inside 5th is Oolong. There's Rum Boogie. She's going to be rolling wide from 6. 7th along the inside for Dream On Candy. The trailing trio at head stretch were Midori Hanover, Auntie's Dream, and Ray. They turn for home. It's Poster Princess and wide to try to chase down this front striding Dream Valley OM. 127-3, the 3/4 into the final 8. The 99 Breeders' Crown 3-year-old filly trot final. Rum Boogie now gets extricated from all of the traffic. Look out for Oolong. She's got a tight squeeze at the inside, but Pierce is bringing her through. So it's down to Oolong and Rum Boogie, and Oolong with Pierce will win the Breeders' Crown with an inside journey, defeating the entry Rum Boogie and Dream On Candy in 1:56. Pierce kept his backers wondering until the final 100 yards there, but he squeezes through on the pylons to win himself
I can tell you, Frank, that would not be by design. That horse had nowhere to go all the way down the backstretch around the last turn, and miraculously did get through when the leader, Dream Valley OM, began to tire mid-stretch, and Bernt Lindstad couldn't keep her down on the rail. She drifts out the two-wide lane, as tired horses are about to do, and that lets Ron Pierce and Oolong up the inside, and the public played her right. She went off as the 3-2 favorite. She will prevail.
Like the trotting daughter of Armbro Gold, just a $16,000 yearling buy. 1 win in 14 last year. She has now won 7 of 19 this year. Coming into this race, $400,000 in the bank, and she adds another almost $300,000 to that total. Ron Pierce, a heads-up drive, and he's still got a lot of action to cover here tonight. He's been red hot as of late, and he gets the job done for the second straight week with Oolong. When we return from these messages, we'll have all the information to cover from the winner's circle. Ron Pierce and Oolong, Breeders' Crown winners here in 1999. Dan Loisel standing by with the winners.
Well, I'm with Ron Pierce, the winning driver behind Oolong, and just his second drive. And Ronnie, what do you think of this filly?
She's a machine. She just does it so easy. Per Hendrickson, the trainer, he had her very sharp tonight, and the trip worked out. I was a little concerned there going around the last turn whether I was going to find room or not. I knew I had a lot of horse, but luckily for us, the horse that was cutting the mile come off the wood just enough for us to get up in there.
The Red Seas opened, and up come Oolong down the fence.
She was just fine, wasn't she? She was just fine.
What makes this filly such a special filly, Ronnie?
Well, she's bred to be a real good horse. Her connections, you got Per Hendrickson training her. He's one of the greatest trot and horse trainers in the country. So that's all there is to it. You put the bloodlines with the right trainer, and if you're lucky, you get the horse.
Were you confident going in?
Yes, I did. She scored down real good. Per told me she was real good, but then, like I said, I just wasn't sure if I could work out the right trip with her.
Ronnie Pierce and his wife Louise. Ronnie, the driver of Oolong, winner of the Breeders' Crown in 1:56, and the big horses in the barn, Ronnie, Blissville Hall. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Kenny, back to you.
Okay, thanks a lot, Dan. Mike, show us what happened here in this 3-year-old filly trot division. Oolong, as Dan mentioned, the Red Seas opened up for her as she shot up the inside late. It looked like a congested stretch drive for these fillies.
They had a lot of battling down the backstretch, come off the turn, watch down on the inside. Campbell can't get through them, but watch this horse down here. That is Ron Pierce and Oolong will come up the inside as Bernt Lindsted's filly on the lead. Dream Valley OM begins to tire and drift out into the middle of the racetrack. That was all that Pierce needed. He found that opening, comes on to get it down along the inside. Horse closing up on the outside. Rum Boogie could not find the wire in time.
The Breeders' Crown Trophy presentation by Tiffany and Company. The presenters out there, George Siegel, the owner of Brittany Farms and a director of the Hambletonian Society. Co-presenter along with George is Bob Anderson, a director here at the Ontario Jockey Club. So a career year continues as Ron Pierce, a man who was in the right place at the right time last week aboard trotting filly Oolong. She set a track record winning her elimination last week under wraps. She got a lot of hail from the public this evening. Once again, we'll quickly look at the value on the board right now. Oolong did get a lot of respect, and on the board she pays $5 to win. The entry did extremely well. Rum Boogie, the divisional champ from last year, she shook loose late to grab second. Her stablemate, Dream On Candy, was a rallying third. So it's Oolong, Ron Pierce get the job done here. Pierce's 5th Breeders' Crown Trophy. That's the 2nd Breeders' Crown Trophy for the trainer Per Hendrickson. And this filly, when you talk about Breeders' Crown night, you have to look at the breeders as well, Mike. This filly was bred in part by Castleton Farms of Lexington, Kentucky, and Mr. George Steinbrenner is just savoring his World Series title with the New York Yankees back-to-back.
What a week for Steinbrenner. He'll be picking up a Brenner's bonus on this one as Oolong wins the 3-year-old trotting filly division. Hambletonian Oaks winner earlier in the year, and she caps a fantastic season here at $408,000 coming in, adds another $270 tonight.
Here's a look at trainer Henriksen, a 53-year-old native of Norway, and here he scores his 2nd Breeders' Crown win. The complete report in the order of finish there: I. Carl's Teresa, A filly that was locked up most of the way finished back in 5th. Midori Hanover back there in 7th. Ray disappointing 8th from the Wellwood stable. Annie's Dream was 9th. And last place finisher Decapode, who went a very punishing trip. Mike, she never saw the rail.
Tough trip for her, but Oolong comes up good, comes up the rail to win it all.